This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Kearsells of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Kearsells. Available on Amazon, in Kindle, and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Stories, The True and the Fictional, the indie author podcast supporting indie authors quite literally from all around the world. I'm one of your hosts, Jay Braden. With me always is Ryan, our resident reader. How you going, Ryan?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream. It's been a good week. Been playing a lot of Spider-Man. Still, I'm back on the first one now that I've finished the second one, and I'm actually up to the DLC of the first one, which I don't think I've ever played before because it's very
really good,
unfamiliar to me. So I've played the first one, which is the Black Cat one, and I'm on the Hammerhead one at the moment, which is pretty cool. I've been reading a lot of books. I have finished... What did I finish? I finished rereading Ghost Room so I could review it for the Goodreads page that we have for the podcast. And I'm currently rereading Whispers in the Woods because I don't actually think I finished it, even though I said I did. So I'm about halfway through that at the moment. So that's very good. Very another great book by Don Campbell. And then I have officially read all of his books, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, Don Campbell's brilliant. I know we should be shouting out our sponsors, but Don Campbell, you are brilliant. He keeps sending me stuff to read sometimes. I'm like, did you know I hate horror? Like, it's not that I hate horror.
Yeah.
I can't
Send
handle
it to me,
horror.
man. I'm down for it. I'm down
Just
for
tell
it.
me what you think about this thing, and I'm just going, they're freaking me out, man. But yeah. Speaking of sponsors, guys, check out our sponsors, Rebecca Kearsells and Martin Kearns. They got some great stuff out. We've got honorary sponsors because they won our Indie Book Awards of 2025. That's Janelle Schiecke with The Clutter Man and Alexander Robb for Best Cover, which was Land of the Ill-Imagined. Check them out, links below. Buy Ryan's shirt, we do have merch.
Mm-hmm. I'm not the shirt I'm wearing. This is not an official Story, True and the Fictional shirt, but my Live in the Dream shirt or any of the other amazing shirts on our merch page.
Yes, you can even wear the scammer shirt. It's a picture of someone who is a generic-looking scammer and says, "Hello, author." So you can check that out too. But all that stuff's down below. Let's get the show rolling. Matt Waterhouse, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You are coming from a weird part of the world, my friend. But
yes.
So where are you in the world? Where in the world is Matt Waterhouse?
I'm in the capital of Kyrgyzstan, which is Bishkek. It's surrounded by mountains. It's very smoggy at the moment. People here eat horse. It's great fun. Yeah.
So are you being held hostage, or will you need to set up a GoFundMe? You're there by choice.
I am here by choice. Yeah, I was only supposed to be here for 6 months, and that has turned into almost 3 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, I quite enjoy it here. Just don't ask me why, because I don't know.
Okay.
Aside from, I got married here. That's the big one. My wife is here. That's probably the reason. That is the reason why I'm here, really.
Is she from the region?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is.
That's usually because it's either you move there, because we've had a lot of authors. Like we had, what's his name? Blake Myers moved to the Czech Republic, got married there. A lot of people do it. I think the only one.
So you are there. You are
there against your hostage. You are hostage.
You are. So essentially, yes, you are being held hostage there.
Send the pretty woman. He won't leave.
No comment. Blink twice if you need us to send a rescue party. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm married too. I know. I've been married for 10 years this year, so I know. I know what it's like to be held hostage against my will sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, before we get too crazy, the question we always like to ask is, who is Matt Waterhouse?
That's a great question. So I am, well, I'm an indie author, obviously, mainly dabbling in fantasy and sci-fi, although I do drift into horror on occasion. Um, yeah, I've been about a bit. Eh? Oh, yeah, I've been about a bit. I've been to a few different places.
Oh, I just said
Doing
I acknowledge the horror writing.
Yeah, Ryan gets excited because he loves horror. Magic word.
nice. Yep, I've dabbled in a little bit, yeah. Um, and yeah, I've been about a bit. I've been to a few different places doing my job, which is teaching. And I have settled here now in a country that nobody has heard of. So yeah, I'm trying to bring some of that into what I do, and yeah, it's very nice creatively. So it seems to be it's at least feeding my brain well.
So do you have to teach in English, or do you teach in the other language, or like?
Now I teach in English, yeah.
Yeah, I was just making
Yeah.
sure you didn't have to speak the language, or like.
It does help. This is the
Yeah,
first time I've actually tried to do that because
yeah,
they speak Russian here and they speak Kyrgyz, their own
yeah,
language, and I know some Russian and basically no Kyrgyz, so
yeah,
sometimes it helps to go like, okay, oh, Ryan's
yeah.
disappeared.
Its internet's probably cut out, but
Oh, okay.
keep going. He'll be back.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, it helps to like translate words on occasion. Like if I just can't be bothered to explain something and like clarify, I'll just go, oh, it's just this in Russian, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. It depends how tired I am, how much coffee I've had.
That's it. I've worked with a lot of Filipinos, and they speak Tagalog, but there's like 5 different versions of it. So
Oh gosh.
it's an overlap, and then they all have words that there's no word for it in their language, so they flip to English, and it's just the weirdest language to because I know a little bit, but it depends on who's taught me, because it's all different variations of the similar language, and then there's overlap with Spanish, so
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, like the name. A lot of the names are kind of Spanish. I've because we've got a lot of Filipino teachers where I work, and
Oh
yeah, the names are kind of Spanish, and the accent's slightly Spanish,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's very weird. It was very weird for me, like having lived in China and Japan, coming here and seeing a lot of people who are like East Asian
yeah.
just speak in Russian, and I'm like that I don't understand what's happening. My brain
Yeah,
has no idea what's
that
going on.
yeah. Well, that happened. I used to work for a construction company, and they had someone come over from Scotland, the thickest Scottish accent you could barely understand him, and he was like Chinese or Japanese or something, and it's just
Yeah.
like to see that accent come out of that, like, it's just weird, you know.
Yeah, it tripped me completely. Just
Yeah,
where am I? Especially with jet lag.
yeah,
With jet lag, it's also awful. Just
yeah. It's like, which country am I in?
yeah. Did I get off the right airport?
Yeah, that's it. Ryan, you're back.
I am. I apologise for what I forgot to reset my phone before we started, so I've done that now.
You can just tell me that you wanted to be in the bottom square, that you like
Oh well,
being down there.
I only have you two guys. I have you two guys on the big one, then
Yeah,
my little face down the bottom. So
yeah,
I don't have that problem. But
yeah.
but yeah, I apologise. I'm back and I'm ready to go.
No, you're right. Australian internet, it's glorious,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I'm getting NBN installed tomorrow, so once that happens, everything will be fine.
No.
So
Is that tomorrow, or yeah, mate? Sorry, couldn't make it, so we'll be back in next Tuesday, and then keep pushing it back and back. Like, that's literally
no,
what happens.
it's by TPG, so they're pretty reliable. They've actually sent me 2 text messages already today saying we will be here tomorrow. between this time and this time and this time. So
Okay.
I'm confident, and it's early in the morning too, so I'm happy with that.
Cool.
We're sort of playing internet Russian roulette because the internet here is spotty as well. Yeah, whenever it slows down, people always blame Kazakhstan. So there's Kazakhs again, slow down our internet.
It's awesome. I've got mine plugged into an Ethernet because where I live, there'd been no hope. Like the tree blows and everything. Like when we have a crack of lightning, the power goes out. When the wind starts blowing, the internet goes out. You know, it's just, it's crazy, man. Anyway, Ryan, let's get these icebreakers going. Got to have some fun. I believe I'm going first this time.
You are, sir, definitely.
I can't remember because we alternate.
No, last time I went first.
Yeah, and it's usually I forget on the time when it's my turn to go first, but never on the... So, before we get started with these icebreakers, Matt, we just want you to know selfishness is like almost mandatory with this. We don't want the Miss Universe answers. We don't want, we're going to get to know you throughout this podcast. That's going to make people want to buy your books. You don't have to try and oversell it now. So just
cool.
Be selfish. Ryan likes to say, imagine a world where there is no hunger, no poverty. The politicians are very well behaved and they're very honest. They're basically like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar. Like they just, they can't lie. So all that stuff. So we're almost in a utopia, but we need to get rid of some people's pet peeves. So with that in mind, if you could get rid of anything in the world, what would it be?
It would be loud eating. I would get rid of that in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's me, unfortunately. I eat very loudly because I'm deaf. I can't, when I have my headphones on, and I'm watching something on my tablet or the TV whilst my wife is, watching something on her tablet or whatever, if I'm eating, because I can't hear myself eat, it's very loud and she gets so angry with me. So angry. She doesn't backhand. But it's one of the things that I'm trying to work on this year, but it's kind of hard because I'm deaf. I can't hear how loud I'm eating when I'm not eating. Right.
Do you have hearing aids?
Yes, I do. But when I wear my headphones, I don't have my hearing aids on.
Oh, right, of course. So
when I have my hearing aids on and we're watching something together, it's fine. I don't have any issues. But because I wear these headphones, they're Beats, they're noise cancelling.
Right.
If we're both, because I also have a fractured spine, so sometimes when I have really, really bad pain, I have an amazing bed, super expensive bed that sort of lifts me up kind of thing, puts me in a really good position, so I'm not in pain. So then it might be late at night, we're having dinner and we're both eating in the bedroom. She'll watch her tablet with no headphones and I'll watch it with, and that's when we can hear it. So I'm one of those people.
My dad just got hearing aids, and his hearing's been going, and he's just had him turn up to 100, and he's like, I can hear everything now, and it's so weird. He can hear stuff that he didn't realize was that he can hear the dog 2 doors down.
He can move through the dark and fight. He's Daredevil.
Yeah.
The other way
I got mine when I was 8, so it's a very long time ago. But I do remember them turning it on. And I'm like, I can hear sound. What?
This is a superhero.
But loud eaters. I think I'd say yes, get rid of them because that way I would then be a quiet eater and not annoy my wife.
But you don't want to make it a situation where just everyone in the world goes deaf.
No.
I like that. Okay. Question number 2 is, what is something that's on your bucket list?
Oh, gosh. On my bucket list. Oh, boy. On my bucket list. Probably visit Vietnam, I think probably is. Yeah. I think that's the last place left. Yeah, Vietnam. It just looks very nice.
But just be careful when you go over there. Be careful if you're only going over for 6 months that you don't get married again over there, and then you'll be stuck there too.
That would be a fatal mistake, I think, if I did that. Yeah.
There's a reason you want to go there, just so you can say the line from the movie. It's Nom, bitches!
That's a good 70% of it. Yeah. No, yeah. I want to go see those like floating villages. Those are pretty
Mhm.
cool. Like to
Yeah.
go see one of them and have a beer. That's the other 30%. Once I've done those two things, I can fly back.
Yeah. You go there, you see Mel Gibson running along the beach. He's like, I'll be first out. Oh, that's a good movie. That's the first war movie that made me squirm. We Were
What movie
Soldiers.
was that?
We Were
We Were
Soldiers.
Soldiers. Yeah.
Because it's one they showed napalm and they pick a guy up and he's like all his skin just slot and you're just like, oh, you know.
That's probably why I like it. It's one of the few war movies that I actually like.
It's,
We Were
it's
Soldiers. Three of them. We Were Soldiers, Fury, four, Saving Private Ryan, and The Patriot. They're the only four movies I like.
Mm.
War movies.
sounds like you like movies with Mel Gibson.
I kind of do, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's a great
Did
director.
he do Hacksaw Ridge, or was that
20 minutes from my house.
He made it. He made it though. He made that movie.
He directed, 20 minutes from my house. He filmed some of it. I got to see someone from my school get shot on the screen. I was like, yeah, yeah. That great movie. I can talk about it all the time. I love Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a true story until well, I don't know how much of it was embellished, but like the guy who was actually did that.
Yeah,
like at the end of the movie, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He was real?
There's two things that they kind of flipped. So the ridge itself was not that big, you know. So they made that more extravagant, and then they actually toned down how good the guy was, because at the end of the movie he steps on he kicks a grenade.
Yeah.
And then he gets taken off the battlefield. In reality, he stood on the grenade, blew up his leg, and then he spent 45 minutes to an hour crawling around the battlefield, still helping people. And they're going, "Get off the field, man!" And he's just like, "Oh, Melvin," you know, like, it's hardcore what he did. And then just like, "Nah, he just slow motion explosion, off he goes." You know, and I'm just going, "You ruined it. You ruined it. You could have done something so epic." You know. Speaking of epic, we are going to get to the next question, which is. Has a visual aid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Maybe you're aware
of
the Americans' Mount Rushmore. 4 standout presidents at the time. So basically, we want to take that concept and throw television shows at you. What are your top 4 television shows that you would throw on a mountain for people to go, yes.
My top 4. Alrighty. I think. Okay. I think on the left. I don't know who these people. I know that one of them is Lincoln.
George
and one
Washington.
Of them is probably...
It's basically George Washington on the left, Lincoln on the right,
and 2 other guys in the middle.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Roosevelt's the guy with the monocle. And can't remember the other guy. Sorry, Americans.
With the tash?
With the stash.
With the mustache is Roosevelt.
That's Roosevelt, yeah.
Okay. I'll just ask God while you're talking about
it. So in place of Washington, probably it would be I've forgotten the actor's name. The guy who played Dick Winters in Band of Brothers.
Oh,
I'd put him there. Band of Brothers is awesome.
Yeah. So Band of Brothers is the show. That's what we're basically aiming for. The show itself. So.
Yeah. So Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
And then
Jefferson is the other one.
Jefferson. Cool.
Jefferson. Okay. In place of Jefferson, it would probably be
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah. It would probably be the original Star Trek. So I'd stick Shatner's face there.
Shatner.
In place of Roosevelt, I'll carry on the Trek theme and put Patrick Stewart's face there for TNG.
It's Next Generation, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then in place of Lincoln, I'm gonna blend my sci-fi and my Band of Brothers and put Stargate SG-1 there.
Yes.
I think. So it would be Richard Dean Anderson's face there instead of Lincoln.
That's SG1's on my Mount Rushmore, and it's coming to Netflix. Even though I have the entire box set, it's coming. I love Stargate. I mean, Canada.
Right. Do you have any hope for the new series they're making?
Yes and no, because it's the originals coming back, but it's also they also worked on, what was it, like the third one, Stargate Universe, which I thought was just atrocious. I just hated it. I did not like Stargate Universe. But I loved Atlantis, and I loved SG1. But that's about it, I'm more bummed that the guy who made the movie, Roland Emmerich, I think. Roland Emmerich, yeah. He did Stargate and he did Independence Day. And he planned a new trilogy for Stargate. 3 movies. But then he decided to do Independence Day 2 first instead, and because it was so poorly received, he said, no, I'm not doing them.
Oh.
I was just like,
he made it.
Go!
That's another thing that movie ruined.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It didn't just ruin its own franchise, it ruined another one.
It just stopped another one, yeah.
By osmosis.
I'm hopeful. I'll be very cautious. I maintain, me and my friend Chris always have these talks about different eras of Stargate. Like, how cool would it be to do? He wants to do a British Stargate, but it's like American, Revolution kind of stuff. Like, so redcoats and blue coat, that era Stargate.
Nice.
I maintain medieval. Imagine medieval Stargate, because it was buried there. So knights going through Stargate.
Yeah.
How cool would stuff like that be?
That would be really cool. In fact, I think I'm going to... you may have guessed by the middle 2. I probably would actually change Roosevelt, and it wouldn't be Patrick Stewart. It would be Avery Brooks from Deep Space Nine, probably. I actually changed that one. So it's Deep Space Nine.
All right,
but you may have guessed by that, but I'm a Star Trek nerd. And having been given 3rd-degry burns by the last since 2017 with Star Trek shows.
Yeah.
I don't know how much faith I have in it, but the original people coming back is a good sign.
Yeah.
You'd hope they wouldn't sign off on something bad.
Yeah. Well, they would have to obviously get into shape, because have you seen Richard Dean Anderson lately? He's quite a large fellow.
Well, it's a continuation, Ryan. So you didn't finish Stargate. You watched 4 episodes and I said you were sick of Canada. So, so in the canon, Richard Dean Anderson becomes a general, so he's pretty much retired.
Okay.
And so
I watched 12 episodes, not 4. I gave it
The
movie was amazing. I love the movie, but then the show was just like, But yeah.
You missed out on the greatest episode, double episode, Heroes. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah, that's a good one.
So he knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
That's a good one. I rewatched the movie recently with the missus, and it's good. It's a good movie. It surprised me how good it was. Yeah. So I remembered it being good, but I didn't remember it being that good.
Yeah, movie's very, very good. I enjoyed it. I watched it when it came out, and then recently watched it about 5 years ago when we because me, Jamie, and 2 of our other friends, we play D&D once a month, and we were playing a Stargate themed campaign, and all I'd done is seen the movie. I'd never seen an episode of the TV series, so that kind of got me interested. So I watched the movie again, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm in. And then I watched the first couple of episodes of Stargate, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this is not bad. And then after 12, I'm like, well, I just can't do this anymore. I'm not a massive sci-fi guy anyway. So,
I maintain that, Ryan, you should watch Atlantis instead. Because it's
too much of a commitment.
No, it's not. It's 5 seasons.
Yeah, too much of a commitment.
No, it's not. It's 5 seasons.
I don't have enough time to watch my own shit.
Is that because you're watching Law and Order?
I watch 2 hours of Law and Order a week, my friend. I watch 9 episodes of wrestling a week, 9 hours of wrestling a week, and I don't have much time to watch that kind of stuff. I'm sorry.
All I'm hearing is excuses, buddy.
Yeah. I'd much rather replay Spider-Man for the 5th time than watch Stargate.
Stargate Atlantis, man. It's more horror.
Just because it's got Aquaman in it.
Yes, it does. Jason Momoa.
Can't have horror.
It does have Jason Momoa, yeah.
Yeah, and he's not as bulky. I mean, he's still pretty buff, and he's pretty scary.
Yeah, well, they say the Pokemon evolution of Jason Momoa is Baywatch, then Stargate Atlantis, and then Aquaman. So it's all themed through water.
Yeah, he's been to Atlantis twice. So
he's been to a place that doesn't exist. There you go.
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know it doesn't exist?
Yes. Anyway, let's move on. Before I get too annoyed and have internet failure.
Right.
So question number 4 is, what is your zombie apocalypse plan?
Oh gosh. My zombie apocalypse plan has had to change because I've lived in different places.
That's fair enough.
And in some places I didn't make one because there was no point. Like I lived in Japan and there was just no point in having one there because I'd be dead in about 20 minutes. But I think here is more survivable because it gets very cold in winter and zombies notoriously get frozen in winter, if you believe the book World War Z. And there's lots of mountains to escape into. So it would require survival skills. So if one happened like tomorrow, I'd be dead in 20 minutes. But hopefully in like 6 months, I can brush up and then I'd last a little bit longer. But yeah, I think escape to the mountains would be a very good shout. They can't get me in the mountains.
No, I like that. And The Last of Us as well showed that, they can definitely get frozen and incapacitated. But then also there's sometimes there's not much. It doesn't take much to sort of get them active again.
Right. Well, in the UK, I had a full-on, like me and my friends had a full-on plan. Go to Costco early days.
Yeah.
Lock Costco down, and then we're fine. Basically, build platforms between the shelves so we're off the floor, so no zombies getting us if we're like 12 feet up. Unless they World War Z and pile on top of each other, but we're sort of rolling the dice that it's not that. Yeah. We would have to adjust the plan if they were like the pile on top tidal wave of zombies that they were in World War Z.
Me and Ryan like to say that if you're in the UK, you get the 28 days later zombies because that's where it was filmed.
the Berserker Rage zombies you get. So,
oh dear.
But because you're where you are, you get Borat themed zombies. So you're laughing. They're still, which means they're still as deadly as other zombies. They're just all wearing green mankinis.
Yeah. We'll see him coming then. That's good. We'll see him coming a mile off.
Green, 100%.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Even more vulnerable to winter.
Exactly. Yes. And always wanting to sleep with their sister. But anyway, what you were saying in relation to how good is World War Z, the book as well? Like the movie's fantastic, but the book, I bought that and read that, and then I got the audible copy as well. It's just so like the movie is so good, but the book is just so much better.
Yeah, well, they're very different.
Yeah.
What they were going for in the movie is something. They're almost completely separate, entities. The book is superb. I don't know. What I would love them to do is make the submarine story in that into a movie. That would be brilliant. Yeah. That's a fantastic story.
Maybe that's why they did that with World War Z. Maybe they had that planned. They could just sort of take because the book is kind of like. It's essentially, to me, it reads like a journal because it's different, people's interactions. I think that most of that book, you could probably get about 10 different movies just out of that book alone if you go from the different perspectives. But, I still love the movie. The movie's great, but it is definitely separate. I just think maybe they looked at the book and like, this is just going to be really hard to make into a movie.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't make it in one movie, definitely.
No, not at all. I think
like a big budget mini series, maybe that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that's just something that Netflix made or something like that, or I don't know if I trust Netflix with it anymore, but someone, someone come up.
All the zombies are lesbians. That's weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
But not until season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We want to make money first.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the final icebreaker question. And I got to look it up because we've changed it so many times.
Emmett Brown.
Emmett Brown, that's it. Dr. Emmett Brown leaves his DeLorean parked in your driveway. What do you do? Where do you go? When do you go?
I think I would go forward. I don't know how far forward I would go. No, you know what? Let's go arbitrary number. Let's go a century forward.
Okay.
As long as the DeLorean is airtight and like shielded against radiation, I'm probably going to be safe. I just want to go like 100 years forward, and then whatever outcome has come, I can survive it and be like, okay, so it's this. Yeah. And then if it's pleasant, I can walk around a bit. If it's not pleasant, then I can just go, okay, well, now I know. Back I go. We'll try 50 years next time.
That's it. It's always a gamble going forwards because you don't know what's going to...
But it could save you a lot of money because, say, for example, you're, I don't know, in your early 30s thinking about having a family. If you go forward 100 years and the world's over, don't bother. Don't worry about having kids. Just keep all your money for yourself and spend it on yourself because you know that if you have kids now, they're only going to last like 30 years maybe before, and you don't want to do that to the poor unborn children. You want to keep your money and spend it on yourself.
Yeah, or do the Biff plan. And
that's another good one.
Just like, right, what have been all of the football results for the last 30 years? Okay, I'm going to do my accumulators and bet and just hoard a fortune. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get to own a really badass castle and
Biff Tower.
Pretty much, exactly, Biff Tower. So
yep.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
And throw your stepson off the roof. I love how nice Biff is in real life. He's just like the genuine, most nicest guy you've ever met.
Well, it's like I think his name is Martin Krause or something. The guy that plays the leader of Cobra Kai in the movies and
John Kreese.
He's like, I heard an interview with him on a podcast that I listened to back in the days, was when Cobra Kai first became a thing. And he's the nicest man. He's literally been married to the same woman for 50 years, and he does a lot of charity work and everything. And then when he's on screen, he's a complete prick. You just want him dead. But yeah, he's such a nice guy. Like, he's so polite, so down to earth, and it's hilarious.
That's most of the villains you'd find. Because I know the guy that played is it Teddy from Prison Break, the creepy,
Yep. Theodore, Robert Nepper.
Yeah, nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, because he was in Heroes. He was in The Flash and Arrow as well as the Clock King. He's been in a lot of Law and Order as well. So yeah, he's very good actor. I love Law and Order, man. That Law and Order is my favorite show of all time. All of its iterations. Like I've watched all 27 seasons of SVU, all 25 seasons of the original, and it's my only show aside from wrestling that I watch week by week.
5 seasons of Atlantis, too many. 27 of SVU.
You know what? I would watch 27 seasons of SVU again before I watch 5 seasons of Atlantis.
Well, do you know there's a Atlantis episode that no you don't, but the second last episode of season 5 is a Law and Order episode. It's very good. Do you remember? Have you watched all of Atlantis, Matt?
I've not watched all of Atlantis. So I only kind of recently finished SG1
Yeah, well,
because
it
in
is
the UK,
commitment.
yeah, well, we got the first in Britain. We got the first, I think, maybe 7 seasons on like terrestrial TV, and then it moved to Sky, which was pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So we couldn't watch it anymore because we didn't have pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So only recently did I finish like the All Right arc and stuff like that, and like watch the movies and things like that.
Yeah.
So now I know how it ends.
Yeah.
But before I was in limbo.
Yeah, yeah. No, and then they did a string of those movies, which was like, so low budget, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Um,
Incidentally, Ryan, your light seems to have brightened and morphed and crossed boundaries. It's now here, shining.
You
It's
really
giving me
are
excellent
angelic.
mood lighting on my.
Yeah, it is definitely got something to do with the sun, even though it's completely miserable and raining outside over here. Or typical UK weather over here. Yeah, look, does have the power to do that. It is my almighty aura and can be passed along to people through Zoom. So you're welcome.
Your light is
I
contagious.
bask in its glow.
There you go. I'm surprised my cat hasn't made an appearance. My cat famously jumps up on my on my legs when I'm doing these interviews. She's been in the last 5 interviews, but I don't know where she is. Maybe she's in with my wife in the bedroom. Who knows?
It'd be so funny if Matt had a cat and the cat just pops up and it's identical.
I know. And it looked,
You know what? I'm waiting for him. At some point, he will appear.
It looked exactly like my cat too. That'd be insane. But yeah.
Especially if it walked across Ryan's screen and then walked across Matt's screen.
Oh.
That would be just perfect.
And we don't record this live either, so we can make it happen.
Oh.
I'll make her walk my screen, then I'll put her in a FedEx box, and I'll send her over to Matt. Walk across his screen. He'll FedEx her back to me, and then we'll air the episode in like a month and a half.
Yeah. The power of magic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
If anyone asks, we recorded it next month.
Exactly.
It's like beards are longer or shaved off and different shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing like a bright red shirt because I don't care about continuity in these episodes.
It's like the movie that would never get made now, Kung Pao. Have you seen Kung Pao?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just like they cut scenes from everything, and it's just like, oh, I'm a magician. Your shirt is now red. And it cuts the scene. It's like, yes. Well, we should do this, and then, oh, I'm a magician. Your shirt is now yellow. Love that movie. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, the icebreakers are done. You passed.
Awesome.
Now I guess we need to learn more about you. What's your author origin story? How did it start? How did it get to this point where you got a lot of books out? Yes,
it's too many for me to actually count. I always have to like go through them on my fingers and be like, how many is it? But yeah, I've been writing pretty much since I was very, very small. I was always loved reading. I was read to a lot, so it's sort of ingrained in me. And writing books kind of came around a lot later, though. I was mainly doing like scripts and things and screenplays, none of which were made, but it's what I enjoyed doing. And I did one for like a fantasy series that was like sort of it was 10 episodes long, intending to be like animated. So like 30 minute pops each time. And then, so I finished that and then realized, oh, I can't draw or animate, and I don't know anyone who can. And we don't really make animated shows of this nature in the UK, so probably that's not going to happen. Maybe I could do a comic or something like that. And so I sort of thought about the script in sort of comic book form, and then remembered, oh yeah, I forgot I couldn't draw. And I kind of wanted to do it. I wanted to do it independently, but it wasn't. I would need to have learned an entire new life skill competently enough to actually execute it. So I thought, well, I mean, why don't I make it into a book? And that was Out of the Ashes, which is my first book. And I did the whole author thing. What seems to be, if you ask X, it seems to be the wrong way, where everyone says, don't do a series, don't do a multi-book series first, you crazy person. And I, having started that way, I would also say don't do that.
I'm the same.
But yeah, but I started with this series that ended up being 4 books long. And so, and like especially like the last couple of books are very, very chunky. They're out thick. And in between that, when I got writer's block, I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So which has given me massive writer ADHD, where I start one thing, then start 3 more things. One of them will like move later on. One of them will just drop entirely because I'll forget about it. And then eventually I'll finish the first one, and I've done 2 more things in the interim. So it's been a time. It's been a real time.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. My 3rd book was the start of a series, and even then, that's like my writing's changed. Like I think 2025, I grew, like it's probably the biggest I've grown in a year. And I went back and I'm going like I'm starting the 3rd book in the series, and I'm going like, geez. I went back to look at the first one. I'm going like, it's not horrible, but I've gotten a lot better, and people are probably going to notice. So at some point I'm going to have to go back and I'll do a re-edit and match my style to the modern one. But
I've thought about doing that as well with Out of the Ashes, because that's like 10 years ago I wrote that, and when I've kind of looked back on it now as well and gone, well, I wouldn't have done that. Who wrote this? I wouldn't have done that. And then I was me. Damn. So yeah, it does. It probably does need a rework here and there. But I don't know. It just, part of me doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Just to kind of leave it as a little sort of monument to me starting out. But it's probably a better idea to go over it again and just tweak.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to change plot points or anything like that. It's just like, to match your modern style, I guess, to match the new books. Because I never used M dashes before, and now I'm using them all the time. And everyone's like, it's funny because everyone's like going, "Oh, don't use them because AI uses them, therefore everyone will think you're using it." I learned what they were. I'm going, I kind of really like it. I don't care. I like them. If you want to accuse me of using AI, go right ahead. But I have a disclaimer.
They have a very specific use. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a disclaimer at the start of every single book I write, which is like, basically, I don't use AI, to write my book. Essentially, I don't go, write me a book and then walk away and then write, it's because it's so obvious that does. Like, I have a friend that uses AI for fun just to write stuff. And anytime he sends me something, it's like, I know this was written with AI. You can just see it. You can just tell.
Yeah.
It has the same things to it. And I'm just like, it's too obvious.
Yeah, because of my job, I've had to experiment with it and see what patterns emerge from AI, and loads of patterns emerge from it.
Yeah.
So I recognize it now when like a student gives me an essay that's like sort of is far too perfect, and I'm just like, okay, well, I know what you did. It's also very obvious when it's somebody who just can't speak a word of English and they come out with something Shakespearean. I'm just like, oh, really? Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
It's like the scam emails when you can tell when they switch from pre AI use to where they have to reply specifically because they keep messaging the podcast. Hello, author.
Really?
We've read your work. Oh, your work is wonderful. I'm going, I will pay you $50 if you can name one book that I've written. And you never hear from them again.
Or they name an author that we've had on the podcast. Well, I know John Campbell's one was he's like, oh, I really like Whispers in the Woods. It's like, wow, because I didn't write that. I remember I'm only new to X. I've been on X for maybe about 6 months, just because, and I only follow authors because that's my author podcasting. And I got really excited one day when me and Jamie and my friends were playing D&D. I got my first interaction with a scammer in my inbox. And Jamie always gets them being an author. And they're like, "Oh, hello, author." And I'm like, "Oh, here we go," because I haven't written, the only words I write are just, shopping lists and stuff like that. So I'm like, "Oh, okay. What book do you think you could do good marketing with?" And it's so fun.
It is. It is. But yeah, they can barely. I love it when it says New York Times best-selling author or whatever, and then they can barely type a sentence. It's just, it's just,
Yeah.
They're loads of fun.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it's always nice to get them. It's like, oh, I've got a DM. Oh, it's one of these.
I used to do a scammer of the day thing where I just, I'd do a little bio, I'd put their photo there, and then assess, and then I'd give them a star rating, on how good they were. But yeah,
That's why you get so many. They all want that 5-star rating.
No, because since literally, I did 1 or 2 of them and they stopped completely. I hardly get them to my personal ones ever at all. They all come to the podcast one.
Oh, okay.
So it's just either that or my spam folder is just too good at blocking them.
Yeah, possibly now. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
now I've started after starting with a series. I've started doing a lot more standalone ones now. But I try to keep them kind of same. Well, so there's the sci-fi stuff, which is its own universe, and then the fantasy stuff is its own. I'm trying to keep it all in one world. Well, at least the two things. I'm trying to keep it in one world here and one world here.
You don't want to connect them somehow, like spaceship lands on the fantasy world.
There may be.
It'd be kind of cool. I made that joke about.
It would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I made that joke because if you know Mike Molman, he does Bald and Balding YouTube channel for authors. He's a great guy. He's got sci-fi and he's got fantasy. 2 separate worlds. I'm going like, have you ever thought about bringing them together? And he's just like, no. And I'm just like, I don't know. An alien invasion in a fantasy land would be pretty flippin' cool.
Yeah, I've thought about it. It has crossed my mind. To do something that's both kind of fantasy based and sci-fi based, and just blend them together into something nuts.
Yeah, that's definitely my jam. Because you got so many books out, we will take a gander at them in a little bit. But are you like a pantser or a plotter? Like how meticulous are you? How fast a writer is you as well?
Well, I'm not. Even though I've got quite a bit out, I'm not super fast as a writer. I do kind of take mainly because of just the amount of time I have in the day.
Yeah,
isn't a lot, so I have to kind of pace myself, which means I do have to plot pretty extensively. But no plan survives first contact with the enemy, and the plot or the plan always changes. So I have my sort of sci-fi sort of novella series. This is where the Star Trek comes back, where I've got it's the Kodiak series. That's basically set on like a gunship during an interstellar war, and they have their various adventures, and I'm writing the 7th one at the moment. And I think I got to chapter 4 or possibly chapter 5 before the plan went no. And I had to, either because something didn't work or I thought of something.
Yeah.
And then when I think of something, I go, well, that could be really cool. Let's put that in and see what happens. And if all goes well, it stays.
Yeah.
And then I have to kind of adjust accordingly. Well, there's always a sort of a nebulous bit where I think, I don't really know how that's going to go yet. So I'm just going to put a sentence of what I roughly want to happen in the plot. And then by the time I get there, I'll know how everyone behaves and I'll know how things work.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you, so in a way, like, do you, when you get new ideas, because everyone gets new ideas when as you're writing, Do you always have to go back to the start if you want to do like a twist or something that so you can foreshadow stuff? Like,
What I will probably do if I get an idea like that, what I'll probably do is finish the story and
yeah,
then go back with
back
that
and
in mind
yeah,
and potentially seed it in or just develop things further so it
yeah,
hits better.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like if I've got momentum like that,
yeah,
then I'm like if I pause and go back, I'm gonna crash into a
yeah. Yeah.
wall. So I
Crash
need
into a
to
wall. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah. I'll definitely note it down though and go like
yeah,
go back to
yeah,
this later.
yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise it will just get lost in the shuffle.
yeah. No, I'm pretty much the same. I've got to because I figure out twists pretty late or halfway through,
Mm,
or I think of a new character, and I'm just like,
right.
that character should be part of the story back there. You know,
Yeah.
that's my nightmare. I try to plot. I I loosely plot because I just keep changing everything.
Mm. Did have a thing where in one of mine, probably so far my only fantasy standalone, which is the Never Ending War, which is a bit like some more fantasy version of the battle in the Ardennes forest, the Battle of the Bulge. That's it. It's more fantasy version of that with some horror thrown in as well. Um, I had to, I realized, well, I think I was told actually about maybe towards the end of it that there were two characters in it that had very, very similar names, and they were both the same like fantasy
Yeah.
species. They were both kind of giant lizard guys, and they had very similar names. So it was tricky to kind of pass out which one was which. So I had to
Mm.
change the guy's name. It's basically just go back,
Yeah.
change his name and he was in most of the books. So it's
Yeah.
just okay, change his name here,
Yeah.
shift names around.
Yeah.
So that was slightly annoying. Although writing on a computer means you can just control F it, so it's
Yeah.
not so bad. But it's changing. I sort of changed his name to a different character. I
Yeah.
like shifted the characters' names around, and then I had to have a new name for the new guy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't change it all. Like I couldn't change the name of the guy who was in it more first
Yeah.
because he's in it more, and then it's going to get confused with this other person, and it was just blah blah blah. It threw me.
Yeah. No, that's like the last book I released, which is a prequel to Ancora. Um,
Mm.
I had a lot of people read it, and there's a character, and I use his full name because I put fellow authors in there. So there's a fellow author called Amy Cormack, and anytime
Mm.
he's mentioned, I use his full name because in reality, whenever we talk about him, we use his full name. And then I think he's mentioned in it like 117 times or something. And the people are like, maybe not always say Andy Cormack. It might get a bit annoying. I went, okay, so I went through and had to mix it up. So I typed in Andy Cormack and I had searched every time it appeared and rechange it to Andy here, Andy
Yeah.
Cormack there. Thank goodness for technology. All I can say is that like
Mm.
writers have it so much better now than way back, Tolkien and all that.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
having to write on a typewriter. I just I'd be sweating. You
Someone says, you should probably change Aragorn's name. And just
know? Twitching.
all right.
Oh,
Just
that's
take
funny.
just something like just take the R out. Just have him be Aragon.
Oh, that'd be so bad. I couldn't do it. Well, there is that story of the guy who wrote of Mice and Men, who he finished writing the manuscript and then quite literally his dog ate it and he had to rewrite it all again from memory. Like,
Wow.
Oh God.
so like,
Oh.
how do you know? Like, he would not have been able to do it exactly the same,
Oh my God. Oh, that would drive me mad.
I'm gonna.
Literally, his dog ate it.
Yes, his dog ate it.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh. I can
yeah,
see the
John
cat
Steinbeck.
doing that.
Yeah,
See the cat doing something awful with a manuscript. I don't know what, but he would find a way to do something.
Yeah.
Literally
He's a
just
menace.
shit on it. It would just shit all over it.
Probably. Yeah, he's a menace.
What's this?
Absolute
Or
menace.
did you spill some chocolate on this manuscript? Not
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
That's
so
what you should choose to believe that. Yes. It's far better than the alternative.
okay, so it destroyed half of the book original manuscript, so not all of it, but still 50% of it,
Ugh.
representing 2 months of work.
Oh.
I just
Wow.
I want to find out how long it is.
I think it would have been dog stew on the menu that night after that happened.
Was it of mice and men? He does kill a few dogs in that book. So probably. I imagine those bits came after
yeah.
the incident.
Do they start appearing in the second half of the manuscript or the first half? Well, I mean, I guess you can say the upside is the book's only 130 pages.
Well,
28,000 words, which, I'd much rather, like, imagine if that happened to Stephen King, because his books are like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dog ate 2/3 of the stand. And he had to just
Well, his dog would have had to be. His dog would have to be like a Great Dane or something, like one of those big dogs.
Yeah. Oh man, love it.
Awesome. All right, what I'm going to do is something a little unconventional. Well, not unconventional. We've just never done it before. Because you have so many books out, I'm just going to bring up the Amazon page.
Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough.
Because you've got a lot.
There's a lot going on, yeah, a lot going on.
So we can tell which one's a sci-fi, we can tell which one's a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking, Ryan. Which one do you want me to click on? We can ask some questions about.
Well, I don't really like sci-fi, so probably something in the fantasy. I tried. That's why my internet went the second time, because I was on Amazon trying to go to page, and that was just a bit too much for my poor Wi-Fi, my poor hotspot to handle. So I'll have to wait until after we get offline to go onto the page. But yeah, I like the sound. The Never-Ending War was one that I was probably gonna buy first. So
awesome.
Yeah, I like the look of it. Like, it's straightforward. You can tell it's kind of a darker fantasy story just by looking at it, But yeah, have you already? I don't want to make you talk about it again. Did you talk about it while I was offline?
No, we didn't.
Only briefly. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown what this one's about?
Sure. So this is in the same world as the series, the Four Guardians series, as its full name is. This is standalone though, and it's set a bit afterwards. So this follows a kind of a company of soldiers who are locked in they're locked in this decades-long civil war.
Okay.
In this icy country that this war's been going on so long, no one can really tell you how it started anymore. It's just going and going.
It's called the Never-Ending War. I would imagine it had been going along for quite some time.
Oh yeah, with decades and decades, yeah.
Yeah.
And essentially they're in the middle of the country and the two lines are just kind of locked. And the enemy are basically the equivalent of a uber tyrannical America. So they're very, very advanced. They're kind of influencing places, try and get more kind of influence over the world. And they have basically funded this civil war, and they are pouring soldiers into it. And the other side are basically made up of like kind of nationalists and volunteers who have come from other countries. And the main characters, most of them have. So the main guy is Zelik. He is my my sort of version of a lizard man / dragonborn. I call him
Okay.
Wyvernborn,
Mhm.
and he's used to a lot. He's used to like warm climates, so he is having a torrid time in this icy hellhole where you basically the snow is so thick you can't see kind of 30 feet in front of you, and it's kind of starts off a lot more kind of war focused where they're in the trenches and they're having to deal with snipers and deal with sort of offensives and things like that, and deal with the fallout of that, kind of amongst their company. But shortly afterwards, they get some intel or suggestions that the enemy have now flanked them,
Okay.
and they've lost contact with some patrols out in the snow. So
Okay.
Zelik and a few others are sent out in a specific direction, and they have to go a very specific distance. It's 3 miles out, 3 miles back. So, okay, very specific. That's fine. They go out 3 miles and they encounter a village that is not on any of the maps that they have. And that's a mystery and a fair amount of horror ensues. This is very much like dark fantasy horror. And it has I don't know if I didn't coin it. Someone's certainly coined it before, but it's like magic punk in the same way you have like steampunk where there's a lot of steam technology and things. Magic punk, like they have rifles and stuff, and they have like a charged magical stone that is essentially the clip, and it gets touched to an amplifier and it shoots out a bolt of fire or a bolt of lightning, something like that. And it's the entire rifle is like an amplifier sort of projector type thing. So it's got an almost sort of sci-fi tinge to it as well, but all focused in sort of high fantasy magic.
Okay.
And it's quite gritty. It's a nice gritty story. Some coming of age stuff because there's young people. There's one very young guy, Dalian, in the company, and he's having to kind of grow up a lot faster than he should. And lots of influences from the wars and things like that, especially the Second World War and the First and Second World Wars, because they got the trench fighting and the sort of environment of the Ardennes forest, inspired by the Ardennes forest, rather.
Okay, excellent. And you were saying this one's set after the original 4-book series that you wrote. So if you read that 4-book series first, are you gonna are there gonna be sort of a little Easter eggs in this book based off the reading the original 4?
Yeah, there's Easter eggs in there. Yeah, what I wanted to do was make sure that you didn't have to read 4 books before you could read this one.
Yeah.
The point this one had to kind of stand on its own. But if you have read the other ones, then you'll get slightly different things that you'll hit the Easter eggs. You might get slightly different things out of it.
Okay.
But this one definitely can stand on its own.
Awesome. Well, definitely we'll be checking that one out once the internet recording is over and my phone will let me purchase it. But that sounds really good.
Awesome.
I like the sound of that. So I am on a bit of a fantasy kick because I'd finished reading one of Jamie's beta books, or one of his books that's coming out sometime, and that was really good fantasy. So I'm kind of in for a bit of dark fantasy. So yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
I think that'll be right up my alley.
Much appreciated, man.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So what about the cover? How did you go about that? Is that something you contracted out to someone, or are you just that talented?
Well, it's something that I made in conjunction with my wife, who is a very good artist.
Oh.
And
that's why you married her.
It was an incidental thing. Yeah, incidental. Yeah, but she's a lot better with like design and software than I am. So we were we sort of collabed on it, and she pointed me to a few things that I had no idea I could do with sort of artistry, and yeah, it turned out nicely. It gave me the right vibe.
It definitely has that, you've mentioned it's sort of that gritty, dark fantasy. You can definitely tell that by looking at it. And that's what you want, essentially. If something is, high fantasy, you don't want it looking like this. You want, you don't want the story to be dark and gritty, with that fantasy element to it. And that's what obviously what drew me to this book first. So she definitely knows what she's doing.
Well, I wanted to feel cold. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
no, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, that's really good. That's really good. I like it.
All right.
I'll probably end up picking up all of the books, the fantasy.
All the fantasy ones. He's going to buy half your books, half of them.
Yeah.
I mean, half of them works for me.
the worst words I can hear when Jamie introduces an author is, well, I know you've written a lot of books, and I'm like, okay, here goes my bank account again, because I generally do buy. I love, honestly, this podcast, I've said it before, this podcast has increased my TBR list in a good way, because I only used to read traditional authors until we started doing these interviews, and now I don't read any traditional authors. I just read all indie authors, and they're all amazing. So in a good way, I'm spending lots and lots of money on books, but I haven't read a bad book yet, so I'm very happy with that.
I'm the same. I'm almost exclusively reading indies now, rather than trad pub.
There's so much talent out there, like and I suppose it's going back to what we were talking about before. It's the era of technology we live in. Up until about 5 or 10 years ago, you could only go down the traditional route. There was no other real options. Yeah, you could write it for yourself, but there was no option for you to do it on Amazon and get it out to the whole world. And now the resources out there for indie authors are just absolutely amazing. And I think that's one of the few things that Amazon does well. They do give indie authors a platform to sell their books, and I think that's absolutely amazing. The amount of indie books, like I said, I looked at my Kindle library the other day, because I do all my reading digitally, obviously, because I buy so much. And if I really, really like a book, after I've read it digitally, I'll buy a hard copy of it. But my TBR list is I think 123 at the moment, and I couldn't be happier, because I just absolutely love having all of those books to choose from when I want to read a new one. So, and I've planned on reading at least 50 books this year, and I'm on my 4th now, so I'm doing pretty good so far.
Awesome. Yeah, it's not completely eliminated it, but it is really, I'd say completely eliminated arbitrary gatekeeping.
Yeah.
You can just get a book out. And for good and for bad, you can just get a book out.
Yeah.
And the cream rises to the top. I mean, it's very exciting era to be in for literature.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And like I said, I went from reading, all I read was Matthew Riley, because I love my spy stuff. I read Stephen King and Dean Koontz and Christopher Pike exclusively for horror. And then now, since doing this podcast in the 5-6 years we've been doing it, I've just found so many more amazing writers that I will follow on Amazon. And the great thing about Amazon is it reminds me when a new book's coming out. So, I'm not missing anything. I'm like, okay, cool, this book's coming out, I can buy it. And I just absolutely, there's never been a better time to be an indie author, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, let's look at one more before we play our ever famous game.
Oh, you picked a good one.
Yeah, well, I clicked on it because one fantasy, one sci-fi.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
unless this is a portal to a fantasy world, we don't know.
You picked a really good one there. So, yeah, this one, you picked a good one, but you picked the one that I have the hardest time explaining. because it's quite different to the rest of them. So this is the Eye of the Universe is how do I even describe? I mean, I put like tense sci-fi survival horror in there,
Yeah.
and I think that does fit. So you're following a lone survivor aboard a wrecked sort of interstellar cruise liner. So this thing is met with disaster somehow. We don't know how. Like we're coming in kind of halfway, where the guy is just filthy and waking up in someone's cabin because he's trying to find food and stuff in the ship, and his only companion is a dead man. So he found a dead man in a wheelchair, and he now, even though he is arguably bonkers because he's doing this, he's now wheeling this dead man around with him, and sort of as a friend. So he's sort of anthropomorphized this corpse.
Yeah. Wilson.
And in order to stay, I say sane with big inverted commas, because you have to be a bit nuts to talk to a corpse. So he's sort of aimless at first, and then he gets it into his head that he could actually traverse the ship and send a distress signal, because he's like in the kind of lower decks where the passengers would be.
Yep.
And he can. So his plan is, okay, well, now what I could do is go up higher, traverse the decks, try and find the bridge or somewhere like that, at least the communications, send a distress call, and then we'll get rescued. Amazing. So he's trying to do that with his corpse friend. Eventually he finds the corpse friend's quarters and finds his logs, and he's made extensive logs. So this guy now has a voice. The dead guy now has a voice. And the survivor, who has some experience programming, goes, okay, he's got a voice now. Well, I could program his logs to be like a chatbot. So when I speak, it can search through and find the appropriate reply, and then it can reply to me. So now he's got a corpse friend that he's already anthropomorphized, and now it's got a voice.
Wow.
So he is trying to. So he's now done that. So now him and his friend, who now can speak to him, they are now trying to traverse this ship, and they're trying to. It's basically, okay, we need to get food, send this distress signal, and not lose our minds. He needs to not lose his mind completely. Yeah. And the real aim of it was, as a writer, the real aim of it was, can I make people forget that this dead person is dead? Because he's introduced dead. He is corpse.
Yeah. So
can at a certain point, can the reader go, oh, well, that's just a guy. Yeah. That's not a corpse anymore. It's a guy who's having a conversation.
Like reversed Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Well, it's a bit like I don't know if you've seen the movie Passengers.
Yes. Yeah, with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I know all about it.
Yeah. So it's a bit like that movie, but more horrible. Because that movie's not very horrible. Yeah. It's just like it's a meet cute in space. Yeah. This has a similar premise to that, but it's not a meet cute. It's
meet death.
Meet death. It is a horrifying. Yeah, it's a horror. Yeah, horrifying survival story of like the battle against despair. So it's very different to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you have gotten me just to buy my first sci-fi book just by describing that. So
Oh, wow.
I got the internet to work on. I got the Amazon to work on my tablet while we're talking, and I'm like, okay, that has enough survive. Like I like sci-fi movies that have horror in it. Ghost to Mars. I like the Riddick series. I like Passengers, Life, those kind of stories. So with the hint of not so much the Star Trek ones, but my wife's a massive fan. She absolutely loves them. But yeah, that sounds like I bought all the fantasy ones I wanted, and then I got Eye of the Universe as well. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those. So
fantastic, thank you, man.
Well, no problems. And the one thing I love about indie authors is I just bought 5 books and it'll cost me less than $50. I mean, what more do you want? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just that's going to give me more pleasure than I don't drink coffee, but if I drank coffee, like buying a coffee every day for a week, like that's literally what the cost is. The coffees nowadays. Like I bought my dad an iced coffee in the hospital the other Tuesday, and it cost me like $8. I thought I could have bought a book for that I could have read over and over and over again. So, yeah.
That's Australian dollars.
Yeah, Australian dollars.
Which is usually double US.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still pricey for a coffee, though. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Iced coffee.
Was that in the hospital?
Yeah, in the hospital. It's a hospital cafe, so it costs a little bit more.
Yeah. It's like, when you go to a festival and everything costs like 3 times as much. You go to hospital, it's the same thing. And just Australia in general, because cost of living is through the roof.
Well, I'll put it this way: I bought an iced coffee which comes in one side, and I bought myself a mango smoothie which comes in one side, and that's generally about that big. So it's not bad. $17 for those two, or 17 Australian dollars.
It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Damn. Well, coming back to that book and the cover of that book. So the cover, I just recently changed the cover of that because it was a little bit it was just like the sort of nebula. So that it was just this eye thing in the middle before, which was hand painted by a friend of mine, Louise, who's very, 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 very good artist and sort of a family friend. And she hand painted it. She hand painted all of the 4 Guardians covers.
Okay.
So, and a couple of the other ones as well. So yeah, she hand painted the eye in the middle, and yeah, I changed it around a bit. So I added like the debris around it to kind of frame it to look kind of like an eye, like eyelids, and I changed the font up a bit. And yeah, it looks a lot cleaner now than it did. Looks more proper now, I think.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I look forward to getting into that for sure.
It definitely does.
Yeah, it's not got like the hard sci-fi thing to it. So it'll be. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, man. You said the first sci-fi book you bought.
Yeah, it's actually the first sci-fi book I've bought.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm slowly getting into like some of the modern stuff. Like my wife loves everything to do with the Alien saga. We named our cat one of our cats Ripley because of Eileen Ripley. And I recently watched that show with her, Alien Earth, and that was really, really good. So I'm slowly getting into like more of the modern sci-fi. So I think, this might be a gateway into reading more sci-fi because it sounds like it's kind of survival horror, which is right up my alley.
Nice.
You could take that concept anywhere as well. So that's the beauty of storytelling. You could do that on a submarine. You could do that.
Yeah, you could.
In an office building.
In an airplane. You could do it anywhere.
Yeah, it'd have to be a jumbo though.
I do like those stories that are very tight. Like they've just got maybe like 1 or 2 sets.
Yeah.
And then you can just really play with that space and I really like that kind of thing.
Well, you've got Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where the whole thing takes place in a coffin. You know,
Yeah.
with I think there's like 3 or 4 characters. You know.
Yeah. And the others are just on the phone, I think, from memory. There's like he's literally the only physical character. It's him in a box for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd never watched it until recently, and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. It's like I think one of the first movies to do that was, I know it had Keith Sutherland in it, and maybe
Phone Booth.
Colin Farrell.
Phone Booth.
Phone Booth. All filmed on a phone booth, you know, and it's just like, what is it? Cloverfield, the second.
Cloverfield, yeah.
Cloverfield,
the second one.
Not the first one. The second one. It's all filmed with 3 people
We're
in the bunker.
underground.
Yeah, 3 people in the bunker.
John Goodman and 2 other. Yeah, but and it takes a lot of talent to be able to write.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a movie, a book, or something like Don Campbell writes. One of his novellas, Fright Manifest, is a horror novel set on an airplane, and 95% of that book is set on an airplane. 5% is mission control trying to get to them. And I didn't feel like he had literally 8 characters in that whole book, and they were all on the plane. And I didn't you didn't feel like that at all. So it takes a lot of talent to be able to do that. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading it.
Well, the horror book I wrote, sort of a novella. It's very, very quick. Bleeding Concrete. That's just set in the guy's apartment, and it's like a 3-room apartment. Got a little kitchen, little sort of bedroom, come living room, and a corridor.
Is that on Amazon as well?
Yeah. It's top row.
What's it called? Bleeding
Concrete. Yeah.
Oh, yep, found it. Okay, I got it. That's another book I'm buying. So there we go.
Awesome, thank you again. Yeah.
Quick, start naming all your books. Start naming all your books.
Yes, a very quick one. That one, yes. Yeah. I've got a copy of it, like a hard copy of it somewhere here. But it's so that one I made the actual paperback is tiny, like in size. It's like a proper pocketbook, and so the guy, it's a guy stuck in his apartment, and it's starting to change in ways that are very, very unsettling. And he has to get out of his apartment somehow.
Sensing a bit of The Shining inspiration in that.
A little bit, a little bit of Shining, maybe a little bit of PT. If you have played PT or seen PT, a little bit of that.
Yep.
A little bit of Lovecraft. And it's the paperback is deceptively cute. is tiny. And
you open it up and it screams
inside
at you.
It's horrifying.
Like, look at this.
Well, I just grabbed that one as well. You know, a lot of good horror doesn't. You know, like I always say, I make a joke because I've watched so many horror movies in my life. I make a joke that you can tell it's going to be a good horror movie if the runtime is between an hour and a half to an hour and 47 minutes. Because every good horror movie I've seen falls within that time frame. Yeah. Any horror movie that goes for longer than an hour and 47 minutes is probably not going to be as good.
Right. There's probably a bit too much filler. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the horror books. That most of the horror books I've read are quite 100, 150 pages. They're generally pretty spot on. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, let's give you some more ideas for books because we're going to play a game.
Yes.
We're going to play our game where we put you on the spot.
All right.
Let me bring it up. So the game is called Story Pitch. There's 2 rounds, just so you know. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to give us a number between 1 and 12 for each of these categories. Each number correlates to something that me and Ryan have on a special graph, and that will give you a setting. It'll give you a genre. It'll give you a main character and a crazy addition. And then you have got to pitch us a story. It can be as in-depth or as not as in-depth as you want. We've had someone act one out before, which was just hilarious. But
cool. All right.
Basically, give us some numbers, and then me and Ryan are like we're the bigwigs of some studio or some book agency, and you've got to pitch us a story, essentially. So,
all right.
When you're ready.
Okay. Okay, for setting, let's just go 12. I'm curious
12.
what number 12 is.
Okay. And just give them all at once, and then we can give it to you straight back.
Okay, so setting 12,
Yep.
genre. Genre 11.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
Main character's profession 8.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Crazy Edition 4.
4.
Okay. Yes. Very nice.
I feel this is good because I had to shift these around because we kept getting so many overlaps from people. That even though
I tried not to say 7. I wanted to for each of them, but I tried not to.
Well, that would have been pretty good. Okay, let's go. Setting 12, I believe. Oh no, we've had this before. You're on a submarine, man.
Submarine, awesome. Submarine.
The genre is romance.
Romance.
Okay.
Romance. That's the thing. That's another one. I have to shift around. We get that a lot. Okay, your main character is a paranormal investigator.
Ooh. Okay.
Right. And your crazy edition, which is something that must appear in this story, is Batman.
Batman.
Batman can't be the main character, but he can be. He's like a supporting character.
Yeah.
Or
he can be in it for 5 seconds or all of it,
Yeah.
but he can't be the main character.
He can literally pop in at the end and go, "I'm Batman," and then leave.
That's it. So just to run it through, to give you some thinking time, it is a romance set on a submarine. Your main character is a paranormal investigator, and Batman has to appear.
Oh, okay. So is it romance is the main genre?
Main genre,
or is it
yeah.
like romance with
I'll
sprinklings?
allow, because look, a lot of romance is comedy. Romance can be drama, so I'll allow some overlap, but it's primarily got to be romance.
Primarily got to be romance.
Primarily romance. Okay.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigator suggests that there's ghostly goings on.
Mm-hmm.
Batman. Okay, where does Batman fit into it? And it has to be Batman. It can't be someone dressed as Batman.
No, it has to be the Batman.
Unless that person believes they're Batman.
Someone believes they're Batman.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people out there that think that.
It has to. Well, let's make it Batman. It has to be Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It can be any iteration you want too.
Okay.
Like it can be Adam West's Batman if you want. You know.
Oh, Adam West. Okay.
It doesn't have to be Adam West.
And it has
but
to be
I'm
a
just saying.
romance.
Yeah.
See, the romance part is the tricky part.
Yeah.
Everything else fits together very nicely, apart from the romance part. Okay, so let's make the paranormal investigator a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because submarines generally are full of men. So she, in order to get a lady in there, will make the paranormal investigator a lady. Paranormal happenings are occurring on this submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Batman's in it, let's make this a Batman. Let's put this in. Maybe not in Gotham, but let's put it in the Gotham world.
Yeah.
So, let's say that I will give the twist away. Let's say that the submarine has been affected by like scarecrow gas or something like that.
Yeah, I'll see that.
So, and she's a paranormal investigator, so she is like a fraud.
Okay.
But she comes onto this submarine because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
They bring her in, and she's now experiencing paranormal stuff. So that's going to throw her completely out of whack. And her rock is the chisel-jawed first officer of this submarine.
Yeah.
And they're having this very tense romance while are they under the influence of this scarecrow gas that's making their emotions heightened? Is this romance even real?
Is the chisel man
real?
Yes, that's where I was going.
Even real? and how, and then they'll find out, oh no, it can't, it's not paranormal, it is this scarecrow gas.
Yep.
Scarecrow is, for some reason, maybe maybe he's trying to expand his scarecrow empire. I don't know if he has an empire. He's trying to expand his scarecrowness to another place, maybe to another port, and the gas is going to leak out and affect the populace of this other place and cause havoc. And they find out that it's the gas, and they find the gas, and they need to call Batman, who has dealt with this before. They need to get him on video call and say, hey, there's this gas. You've dealt with Scarecrow before. I don't know if you heard the cat there come in and scream.
No.
Okay, the mic, then my mic was doing its job.
Yeah.
They have to call, they're gonna have to call in Batman. And once they get rid of this gas, it turns out that their feelings were true and real. And
happy ending. Happy ending.
Excellent.
Happy ending.
I like the
ending.
idea of having Batman, but only have him on the phone, on the bat phone. You know,
On the bat phone.
He's that voice. It's just so you don't see him, but you hear him. He's just like.
Look, I'll give it a 4-season approved Netflix show, but you need more lesbians.
Excellent.
Seriously.
You need more lesbians.
Nice.
You need more lesbians. So,
The chisel-jawed first officer can be a lesbian.
There you go. Excellent. Hi, Netflix.
Now it's got a 6th season.
There you go. Yeah, unlimited budget. Well done.
Well done. Okay, so we've got a round 2. So we've got a brand new graph, so you can give us the same numbers or new numbers. It's completely up to you.
Okay. All right. What did we have? 11. It was 11. No, it was 12, 11, 8,
8
4,
and 4.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's shift everything. Let's just shift everything down one. So it would be 11, 10, 7, 3.
7 and 3. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. Your setting is a 90s arcade.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, and this actually goes
many
with
ones.
it. Your genre is a lit RPG, so like a literary RPG can be video game related, seeing as it's set in a 90s arcade.
Yeah, okay, so you're... I don't know how this works. Your main character is a sommelier or a wine taster.
Okay.
That should be a crazy addition, but you know.
Your crazy addition, I believe, was number 3.
Yeah.
So that's something or someone that must appear in the story, and that's a French mime. So you were going okay with the first 2. They're kind of in the same era, but then the main character and crazy edition took you for a loop.
It's a lit RPG set in a 90s arcade. Your main character is a wine taster or a sommelier, and it's got to have a French mime in it for some reason.
And he's a French mime.
The stripy shirt ones that go like this.
Yeah. So like 2 of those things go together.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 things go together, but they don't really go together in the middle.
Yeah. And don't forget, it's like a lit RPG, so you know anything could happen.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So the sommelier has a son. The son is
A French mime.
a French mime. The son. Let's say the son is something like 10. 10 seems like a good 90s arcade age.
Yeah.
So the son is 10. He's divorced. He has the son for the weekend. They go to a 90s arcade. They go to a 90s arcade at a time where there is some kind of freak electrical storm that makes the arcade machines come alive. So in the middle of like them playing Time Crisis 2 or whatever, it comes alive and the sun is taken by the villains of Time Crisis 2 or
Nice.
whatever light gun game you have. And now the sommelier, completely out of his element, now has to rescue his son from whoever the villain is in Time Crisis 2. Let's say a French mime.
French mime.
Maybe one of his henchmen is a French mime. There we go. But then he actually has a gun. But the gun doesn't make a sound. It's got a silencer, so it doesn't make. It's got a really good silencer, so it doesn't make a sound. They carry on the mime theme, and that's why the mime is such a deadly assassin, because no one ever hears the shot.
Yeah,
or him.
How well? Oh, that's a great.
He's
idea
such a
for
talented
thing,
mime. He like pretends to be a tree, and the police just run past.
That alone, how good of a movie or show would that be? Like a French mime assassin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like... Jason Statham will play him.
Because you'll never see him coming.
Jason Statham in Mime Your Own Business. There you go, bang. That's your title.
Done. $150 million, easy.
I'm just looking up some Time Crisis villains, and they all look familiar, but I never knew their name. Wild Dog, Robert Baxter.
Wild Dog will be the villain. Wild Dog will be the villain.
Wild Dog's the villain. Robert Baxter is the real name of the mime.
And Wild Dog will be played by Michael Fassbender. And Jason Statham is the sommelier. So a sommelier by day and an assassin, a French mime assassin by night in Mind Your Own Business. There you go.
I told myself I would never put the makeup on again.
Yes, exactly. But my son was taken and I need to get him back quietly.
Yeah, his catchphrase is shh.
I was going to say his catchphrase is.
That'd work better if we could see your face, Ryan.
Oh, you can't.
But it still worked. It was still funny, you know.
Yeah.
His catchphrase would be.
Some of his movies have been absolutely bonkers. There was, I don't know if you saw. I can't remember which movie it was recently, where gangsters did a drive-by shooting on bees. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, the Beekeeper. I've seen it.
The
That's
Beekeeper,
awesome.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. I watched it, I think, when I would go, before I went into hospital, when I was in absolute agony. And I tell you what, I remember watching it, and I remember it gave me a lot of laughs and enjoyment in, an hour and a half. It felt good. Like Jason Statham movies, you know what you're getting into when you put one on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, these movies are all like names, like the transporter, the mechanic, the beekeeper.
They're all professions.
Crank. Yeah.
Crank. And he had one recently that was out called A Working Man. And all this
that's the one, yeah. I watched that on the plane.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit serious for him.
Yeah.
But it was good, yeah. It was good fun.
Well, I love him. I'm a massive now I can't even remember the name of the guy. It's just slipping my mind. But yeah, I loved him in Snatch and oh god, he's just done a whole bunch recently in his mind. It's Guy Ritchie movie. I love Guy Ritchie movies, and he's been in. So he was in a couple that came out. He was in The Gentleman, which was awesome, and he was in another one which had a really Operation something, which was really good. So yeah, Jason Statham.
Operation Fortune.
That's the one. Yeah, you always know what you're getting into when you watch a Jason Statham movie.
I've never watched it, but it's
good, really good.
It just pops up. He was in
he was in a movie. I don't know if this one reached Australia. This is a very British movie. He was in a movie called Mean Machine. Have you seen Mean Machine?
Yeah. With Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, where he played the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The nutcase goalkeeper.
Yeah, I remember watching
brilliant.
when I was, I think, just out of school. It was back in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
That was such a good movie, Vinnie Jones, and just about how crazy British soccer teams and fans can be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Such a good movie. Yeah, Mean Machine was good. But yeah, Jason Statham, I'll watch anything he's in because I know that I'm just going to get an action-packed, balls to the wall movie, and I'm not going to need to pay attention every single second. I can just watch it, and if I need to make a snack in my kitchen, I can still listen to it while I'm
listen to people getting thrown against the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But I mean,
if anything, a working man needed more Statham.
Oh,
Do you have
really?
enough
Okay.
Statham? I would like a bit more Statham in a working man.
Well, I've been holding off on that one. I haven't seen it yet, so it's on Prime. I can watch it, but But I will say, if Netflix or Prime or Warner Brothers are listening into this podcast, give us a ring for Mind Your Own Business.
Yep.
Mind Your Own.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
That's happening.
Definitely, that's happening.
Mind Your Own Business. Yep. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Matt. It's been a blast. It's been one of our longest ones for a while.
That was really fun. That was fantastic, man.
Now, I will say this now.
We know that we're the tangent kings, so most of our episodes do go between an hour to an hour and a half, but we've almost hit the 2-hour mark with you. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And I will say this because it keeps coming up. We may be doing a story pitch episode, just story pitch. We're going to get probably 4 guests, so they all get to pick a number, and then they can brainstorm a story.
Then maybe we'll get one of our, maybe we can have Neil, who does a podcast with Jamie on, called Word, which is not a podcast, a clip for our YouTube viewers. Maybe he can come up with some and actually give it to us and see if we can pitch a story from story pitch. And we don't know it. We don't know what the things are, but I think, because I've had some guests that I liaise with on X, love the story chat, pitch clips, and they want us to do it too. So I think that'll be good.
That'd be tricky. I think I'd have to give. I mean, because I don't remember the numbers all that well, and I shuffle them around all the time. But I know what's on there. That's the problem, So,
maybe get Neil to just make up like a 4 or 6 page grid, not page, line grid, and we can go get them from there.
Yeah, sounds good. But so Matt, plug yourself. The floor's yours.
Well,
where can people buy your books? Where can people follow you? If there's any secret messages you want to give our listeners, the floor's yours. He just performed something from Mind Your Own Business.
That's the opening. That's the post-credit scene from Mind Your Own Business. I can just imagine the post-credit scene. Post-credit scene to Mind Your Own Business is just a blank screen, and that's it. And then a blank screen, and then it goes, Jason Statham will return in Avengers Doomsday or something like that. Shut up now. I'll let you plug yourself.
So you can find basically all my stuff on Amazon. You can follow me on X at Waterhouse Books, I think it is.
Now
I have an Instagram that I can't remember what it is. So don't worry about it. If you would like a taste of my writing in short and long form, I'm also on Substack at mattwaterhouse.substack.com. There is a long form fantasy story going up on there as well as a bunch of shorter stuff. And yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'll put all the links down below. Please be sure to check out Matt's stuff. Check out our sponsors as well. Rebecca Kearsells, Martin Kearns. All the links are down below. Our honorary sponsors. Jesus is getting longer all the time now. Janelle Schiecke and Alexander Robb. Check them out too. Buy some merch. Support the show. Support the show that supports the indie authors out there. All the links are down below. But If you want to reach out, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. And until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you next time.